Guru, Vai, 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 Guru. ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕਾ ਖਾਲਸਾ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕੀ ਫਤਿਹ. So today we'll continue with the body which we started. So the next part is Mahalla Pehla. And if you remember the last when we discussed, it was about the Rahat Maryada of different religions, different faiths. Guru Nanak Dev Ji is talking about as in the discipline which is outside, kind of outside their religious scriptures. So this also kind of continues, and uh, basically Guru Nanak Dev Ji is telling us how some people believe that it is good to burn your body after the physical death, and some people believe in bury the body, right? Different faiths have different preferences, and they have their own logics behind that. They believe that it is religious. Some people believe it is religious to burn the body. Some people believe it is religious to bury the body. So this whole thing, Guru Nanak Dev Ji talks about that what is important. So the connectivity is there between this mahalla as and the body of the whole chakka, right? So we will do that. So and then we will go line by line. महल्ला पहला मिट्टी मुसलमान की पेड़ है पई कुम्यार कड़ पांडे इट्टां किया जल्दी करे पुकार जल जल रोवै बपड़ी चढ़ चढ़ पवे अंगियार नानक जिन करते कारण किया सो जाने करतार पौड़ी बिन सतगुर किने न पायो बिन सतगुर किने न पाया सतगुर विच आप रखियोन कर प्रगट आख सुनाया सतगुर मिलिया सदा मुक्त है जिन विचो मोह चुकाया उत्तम ए विचार है जिन सच्चे स्यों चित लाया जग जीवन दाता पाया जग जीवन दाता पाया. Here the six bodies end. So let's go line by line. Let's talk about the central idea first, and then we go line by line. Basically, just like I mentioned, right? I mean, Guru Nanak Dev Ji is discussing about the different faiths. Some people think that burying the body is better than burning the body, right? Different types of funeral. So, but everybody is thinking about the physical body, the body which is made out of five elements, right? And if we think this body is kind of a gift given to us by Vaiguruji, and and we need to use this body to do the good actions, right? Maharaj says, "Karmi ave kapada, nadri mokh dwar." That we have to use this kapda. Here is Guru Sahib is mentioning the kapda is this body, right? This physical body. Karmi ave kapda, that with this kapda we have to do good actions, and then if we'll do good actions and basically put our chit, put our mind in Vaiguru, then what will happen? Nadri Mokh Dwar. Then Vaiguruji's drishti, Vaiguruji's sight, Vaheguruji will look upon us and we will get one with Vaheguruji, right? So that is the process why body is important, but nothing beyond that in spiritual way, right? So some people say that, hey, we will not. Here Guru Sahib is, for example, this line, Mitti Musalman ki pede pai kumyar. Musalman, as in the Muslim faith. Remember, Guru Nanak Dev Ji was talking about the Sharia. So some Muslims, or they believe that, if I will say some, not all, and we'll discuss why I'm saying not all. Some Muslims believe that if they will burn this body, then what will happen after life? What will happen? That they will be burned in the hell. So that's why they are against burning the body, and that's why they bury the body. And Maharaj is saying, when you bury your body, what is happening is you are using a wet clay to bury the body. And the Muslim process is different, right? So till today, if you will see in the funerals, they will use a wet, clay to bury their body. Maharaj says, what happens with that wet clay? The kumyar is basically the potters, right? They will take this clay and they will use this clay to make the utensils. And while making the clay utensils, what they have to use, what they have to burn the clay to make the utensils. So even if you think that, you are not burning your body, but at the end of the day, the potters will go and take that clay, because it's a wet clay, it is easily can be used to make the utensils, they will burn it. Maharaj, that's why I say, Kad Pande itta kiya, jaldi kare pukar. So the pande and the utensils will be made. Jaldi kare pukar. What does that mean? That the clay will be burnt, and the clay will be shouting there and saying, oh, you are burning me, burning me. This is symbolic, right? And nobody is listening. So Maharaj is saying, even if you don't burn your body, at the end of the day, somebody is burning the clay with where your body is burnt, where your body has been buried. Jal jal rove bappadi, chad chad pave angyar. So the what you call, the taranga will come. The burn, when you burn this, what will happen? The different ਚੰਗਿਆੜੀਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਪਤਾ ਨਹੀਂ ਕੀ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ English, which I forget, but though that will come, basically the mitti will be burnt, right? Jal jal rove, and it will cry. Rove means it will cry. Bapdi, chad chad pave angyar. The angyar will come, the fire lights will come from there, and nobody will bother about it, because it is a regular process of making the utensils. Nanak jin karte karan kiya, so jane kartar. So Maharaj says, it doesn't matter whether your body is burnt or your body is buried. At the end of the day, who will go to the hell or heaven, whatever it is decided after life, it is decided by Vaheguru himself. The karan kiya, jin karta hai, karan kiya. The karta, as in the Vaheguru, he will decide based on our karams what is going to happen. So if we'll think about this whole central idea of this slok, Maharaj is saying that we are not this body, we are the Jivatma, or we are the mind. And if the mind has done the bad actions and has never connected with Vaheguru in his whole life, does not matter whether after the life his body or her body will be burnt or buried, based on the actions the body has done, that's how it will be decided whether it will be merged with Vaheguru, which is a heaven, and whether it will go in 84 lakh June, in 8.4 million Junes, that is a hell, right? Because we got this body to meet Vaheguru. Pai Prapat Manuk Dehuria Gobind Milan ki e teri bariya. So we got this body to meet Vaheguru. अवर काज तेरे किते ना काम मिल साध संगत पच केवल नाम. So no other things matter. You got this body because you didn't got this body to be an animal, right? We didn't got this body to be an animal. What is the difference between a human being and animal? Animals also get up, animals also eat, animals also sleep. Human beings also get up, human beings also work and sleep. There is no difference, right? So anything which we are doing, we are just like animals. So Maharaj says we got this body to meet Vaheguru, and if we are behaving and if we have created the rules that hey, if you burn my body, then I will go to hell. If you bury my body, then I will go to heaven. There is actually for every rule, for every faith, there is a background. So what happened was the Muslim religion, the Islam religion was created or was found in the desert area. So if you think deep about it, in the desert you don't have trees, you don't have a wood, you don't have all those things. The easiest way is to bury the body, because if the last rites of the body is not done, then obviously there will be a problem, right? If there are too many bodies sitting around, it's not only just looking bad, but it is also can create a lot of diseases. So the easiest way for them was to bury the body. But people, everything which we do logically, sometimes people try to find some religious aspect about it. So the later, because I don't think so, I'm not expert in Quran Sharif and all, but I don't think so Muhammad Sahib has literally mentioned that you have to bury the body, and you can't burn it. I don't know, but it is there in the Shariat. And Shariat, last time we discussed, Shariat is outside Quran Sharif, right? That is the laws made by some other people, and they attached this faith that hey, if you will not burn the body, you'll go to the hell. So what about the actions, right? So if you bury, if somebody has done the bad actions whole life, right, and if you bury that body, will that person go to the heaven? Does it even make sense? If, or if somebody has done the good actions and have always remembered Vaheguruji whole their life, right, and you burn their body, will that go to the hell? That doesn't even make sense, right? So that's why Guru Sahib is telling us again and again, hey, we are not this body, we are this mind. This body is made out of five elements, and it is going to be left behind, and it does not matter, it is anyway a dust. So dust with dust, you burn it or you bury it, it is going to be merged with the physical body. I'm talking about it will be merged with the dust. Or even if you put it in the water, you know, some faiths, they will put it in the river, the body, right? So based, depending upon your resources, based depending upon your thing, that's how you treat the physical body. At the end of the day, it does not matter, because we are not the physical body. So that's why some rituals were there and people attached the faith. However, if you talk about the Indian culture, let it be Buddhism, Jainism, Sikhism, all or Hinduism, right? All these cultures in India, they used to burn the body. Now, again, there are two reasons for that. Number one, there were enough, resources. There were like wooden, wood is available, trees are available, everything is available. But the most important religion is the spiritual reason. The spiritual reason is we always are thinking, especially in Sikhism and even in Buddhism and Eastern religion, we are always talking about Maya, right? Tragun Maya, Rajogun, Tamogun, and Sattogun. Now, we are totally busy in, attachment. Let's say five thieves, right? The lust, greed, anger, attachment. We are always attached to the things. For example, sometimes discussion in my family will come, oh, let's move to a better house or everything. And sometimes I feel like, oh, maybe I'm attached to this house, right? If you will think about it, the houses which you were born and brought up, I don't know about you guys, but in my dreams sometimes I used to see my old house where I was born and brought up, meaning my mind was attached with a few things, right? Your parents, the place where you are. And similarly, because we live in this body, for how many years we live in this body, we get attached to our physical body. And it is believed that if you will burn the body, your Sukham Shrir, the subtle body, will not come back and look for your physical body, because it knows that every part of the physical body is burnt and it has become a dust. So it will move on. So that is the spiritual logic of burning. But In Sikhism, there is no hard and fast rule. The Gurmat says it is okay to burn, it is okay to bury, it is okay to put the body in the water, whatever is easiest. Gurmat is very clear about whatever is easiest. But I'm telling you the reason of the why the body should be burned. Here, Guru Nanak Dev Ji is saying, Nanak jin karte karan kiya, so jane kartar. So whether our mind or our jivatma will be going 8.4 million Junes, or will it be merged with Vaheguru, or it goes to the Devlok, it all depends on what actions we did, and it all depends on Vaheguru ji. We cannot decide. I cannot decide that hey, I will not go to 8.4 million Jews. What I can do, however, is I can do those type of actions which are good actions. For example, I remember, probably I've discussed in the previously also, somebody came to Guru Arjan Dev Ji, the fifth Guru, and he asked Guru Arjan Dev Ji, he said, what or which religion is the best religion of the world? And Guru Sahib in Sukhmani Sahib, he says, Sarab Shresht Me Shresht Taram, Har Ko Naam Jap Nirmal Karam, that the best taram is to basically meditate on Vaheguru and do the Nirmal Karam, the good actions, the pure actions, where you don't cheat, where you don't steal, where you don't lie. So that is the best taram, right? So what I'm trying to say is that those are the kind of things which we can do in our like a daily life, and we can try to meet Vaheguru while we are alive. That is the way we will probably not go into the hell, which is 8.4 million Junes or 8.4 million reincarnations to become a dog, insect, or whatnot, right? Any questions up till now? If not, let's go further. Paudi bin Satgur kine na payo, bin Satgur kine na paya. Maharaj is saying, without the Satgur, nobody has ever met Vaheguru. And Satgur is the one we have to meet Satguru, and then only we can merge back in Vaheguru. Now, who is Satguru? Satguru, remember, if we are talking about, when we talk about what are the three different things, uh, what are the three different parts of the human life, right? Number one is this physical body, which is just a carrier, right? I mean, it will carry us from one place to another, right? It's just a car. Just think about it is a car. One is the Jivatma, or our mind. The mind is the one which take the thoughts, right? And based on the thoughts, our human body goes from one place to another place. There is a third thing which is called soul. For lack of better words, Atma, right? Atam Ram, Ram hai Atam. That Atma is in nothing but a part of Vaheguru which is in there. For example, when we are driving a car on the road, on a freeway, what happens is sometimes there is a car coming from behind and it is about to hit us, and we have not seen it, but automatically, in a subtle way, we just go on a right or left. Who decides that? We didn't even saw the car, but somebody inside us saved us from that. That Atma is gives us that indication. What happens with the meditators, who people who do meditation? The whole life they spend in meditation, doesn't matter which religion it is. Their connection with their Atma goes higher and higher. So their mind, rather than taking instructions from Kal or Panchdoot, the mind starts taking instructions directly from that Atma. That Atma is also called Satpurak. That Atma is that the Satguru which is sitting inside us. That Atma will help us meeting Vaheguru. That's what the Satguru is. That is inside. Which Satguru is outside? Gurbani. Bani Guru, Guru hai Bani, which Bani Amrit Sare. Gurbani kahe, sevak jan mane, pratak guru nishtare. Pratak guru. So basically, outside Gurbani, it will guide us how to connect with that Atma, how to connect with that Satguru, so that at the end we can meet with Vaheguru. The outside Gurbani is also called Shabad Guru. The inside, the sound, the Anhad Shabad, the Naam, the Sahaj Tun is also called Shabad Guru. Okay, so there are two words which we use for inside, outside and inside. When in Gurbani it comes Gur Shabad, that means that Shabad, that word which came from the mouth of Guru, which is Vaheguru or the Gurbani itself. And the when it says just Shabad, that Shabad is Anhad Shabad, which is coming from the mouth of Vaheguru. So when we connect with the Anhad Shabad, Sahaj Tun, inside, then we can meet Vaheguru with the guidance of the Satguru, which is our Atma. Okay. Satgur which aap rakhyun, kar pargat aakh sunaya. So that's what kar pargat aakh sunaya. So in yes, Harpreet, you have a question before we leave?
Viji, so when it says Gur Parmesar Eko Jano, so that Gur is Sabad Guru.
That when we say Gur Parameshwar Eko Jan, let's take it out in terms of what are the spellings out there. According to me, there should be Siari. If not, let's see. Gur Parameshwar Eko Jan. That's yeah. No, there is no Sihari. Gur Parameshwar Ek hai. Yeah, there's so many Gur Parameshwar Eko Jan. Yes, that Guru is nothing but the Satguru, right?
So that
Here the
our
guru
soul.
is Satguru, and that's why if we're talking about our 10 gurus, right, we consider them a Satguru, right? They were nothing but, again, not the physical body, but the inside. The For example, Guru Nanak or Guru Gobind Singh Ji, the 10 guru, they were Satguru. They were like, their body was actually for, there's a big discussion, we'll talk about that. But high level, they were Satguru, and Satguru is nothing but Vaheguru. Remember, we are talking about that the soul is Satguru, right?
Hmm.
So, what is soul? Atam Ram, Ram hai Atam. Soul is nothing but part of Vaheguru Ji, right?
Hmm.
And what happens is, right now we normally listen to, we say that, right? You listen to your conscience, right? People say that, right? Apni antar atma ko suno, right? Listen what is happening inside, right? Anything you do in your life, anything you do in your life, you have always two things going on in your head: whether I should do it, whether I should not do it. Remember
Hmm.
the kada? It's not just a symbol. Kada is not just a symbol. It is also called a handcuff of Vaheguru, because it will help us decide what we should do it or not. Why we put it on the right hand? Actually, no matter if somebody is a left-handed, they should put it on the left hand. But it is a realization that Vaheguru or the God is always watching us. Whether we should, for example, somebody has to steal. Inside, one time it will come. Don't steal. But we will put that thought away and will steal. You know what I mean? So
Yes.
every thief will listen to. For what happens is, that is what the meditation is all about. That whenever you are deciding something, it is also in Gurbani called Bibek Budh. Somebody is inside sitting us, giving us that wisdom of what is right and what is wrong. But remember that it sometimes we will think that we had a Bibek Budh and we are listening to our Atma, but we are not. Sometimes our decisions are out of emotions, and that's why to become a gursik, it is like one way at one level all the time. Whether it is sadness or happiness, our personality should never change. A personality should not change outside. Personality should not change inside our house. Maybe outside we are good, inside we are angry with our family or with our kids or whatever. So we have to understand whether we are guided by emotions or guided by the Atma itself. That's why Maharaj says, Gur Parmeshwar Eko Jaan, that Parmeshwar which is sitting inside, it is nothing but that Gur which is Vaheguru, which is that Atma. It is the Ansh, it is the part. There was a movie also, I think Nine or something like that. They also showed that it's like you are the part, just like an ocean. If we the biggest part, okay, this is a good one, right? We say Vaiguruji is nothing but a jyot, a prakash, a light. What are we? We are the small candles out there, right? The small prakash, right? If we understand, that's why Maharaj says, Mantu Jyot Swarup hai apna mool pachan. That you are not the physical being, you are this Jyot. Once you understand that you are part of Vaheguru, it will be very easy to merge back. But if you don't understand, understanding meaning revealing itself, right? Then it is, you are already part of, you become part of Vaheguru, because every decision will come from the Atma, right? It is not coming from the mind. Another example, so that there is a concrete clarity about this subject. I always talk about attachment, right? Sometimes my friend, my brother, my daughter, my family, what they will say. I mean, there is a very, I personally think it's a wrong saying. Sometimes people say, "Oh, if you are friends, right, you should stand with your friend, no matter whether they are right or wrong." No, Gurmat is totally opposite to that. You stand with the truth, right? In the world, they will say, "Oh, hey, he ditched his or her friend because he didn't stood with him, or she didn't stood with her, him or her." What, right? But at the end of the day, if we'll think about is, if we will do meditation, if we'll do Simran, our connection with the Atma will be more, right? We will not just blindly say to support somebody, right? Just because we align with some physical, political party, whatever they will say, we will do that, right? So it has to be with the Vivek Buddh, with the wisdom coming out from Vaheguru, coming out of the Satguru. That's why Satguru is inside everybody. You don't have to look for Satguru in some physical body outside, right? Make sense? That's why Maharaj says, Bin Satgur kinena payo. Without Satgur, nobody has ever merged with Vaheguru. Satgur which aap rakhyon. Maharaj says the Satguru is inside us. He made this body, he made this physical body, and he decided that he will stay in this body, which is Atma, right? So, have you seen any architect of any building who has built that building and he or she decided that he is going to stay in that building? How it is in that building? And kar pargat aap sunaya. He will guide us. He will become pargat and he will guide us for every aspect. In our daily life, it will guide us. But remember, always differentiate between the emotions, guided by emotions, and guided by the by Vaheguru. So that's very important,
So
right?
with emotions, you mean Kal, right?
No, sometimes
Guided by.
it is Kal, definitely Kal, 100% Kal. But when I'm saying emotions, you need to figure it out, right? For example, you are not married, but let me give an example. You will still understand. Your kid comes, and then the small child comes to his or his parents or her parents, and what happens is that small child is saying, "Oh, this is what happened, they snatched my toy," or whatever, right? So if you'll get emotional,
Hmm.
right, you will just believe that your child, and you will do what you think is right. But if you have a Vivek Buddh, you will investigate that, what exactly happened, and go down to the truth and then decide, right?
Hmm. Hmm, hmm.
If it is a mistake of your child, you will tell them, "Hey, it is your mistake," right? You will not flow with the emotions. Does it
Okay,
make
got it.
sense?
हाँ जी.
Same thing about your friends or everything. You need to ask them, you need to investigate. right? I mean, if you want to help someone, right? Sometimes, okay, another example. Sometimes we see a homeless person. Sometimes we in India we go, we see a beggar, right? And we say, oh, with emotions and all, we give them the money. My wife sometimes tells me, hey, don't give it. I mean, they have like all the hands and everything, they can work and all that stuff, right? Maybe they were using that money for drugs. Maybe they are. I'm not saying everybody, I'm just saying that, right? So so you don't need to be emotional. I mean, I remember I used to go like when you go to the Darbasa, right? The small kids, the immigrants from other, they'll come close to you and they'll say, "Oh, give us money" and all that stuff, right? And then I will say, "Okay, I'm not gonna give you money. I'm gonna, since you are not, it's cold. Since you are not wearing any chappals and all, let's go and I'll buy you the chappals, or shoes, right?" And once I was like buying the shoes and all that stuff, and the businessman, the shopkeeper, was very honest. He said, I know, I mean, I'm gonna lose a customer in you, but these kids buy 10 shoes every day, and then they come back to us, and then they say, okay, take the shoes and give us the money, right? So what I'm saying is, again, I'm not saying everybody is same, but we do sometimes certain things out of emotions, right? It is good to have a compassion. It is a good property to have a compassion. But how is how is that compassion coming inside you? Yes, meditators, the people who do Simran will have a lot of compassion, no doubt about it. But you need to be also have a Vivek Buddh and decide what is happening around here, right? Because you cannot feed anybody, you cannot buy chappals for anybody. It is all Vaheguru, right? So if it is all Vaheguru, we need to have that Vivek Buddha also and see what are we doing in a real life, right? So Kar Pargat Aak Sunaya, then Vaheguru Ji will guide us. He guides us. He will be Pargat as in he will appear inside us. Kar Pargat Aak Sunaya, then he will guide us. He will tell us what to do. Aak, he will tell us. सतगुर मिलिए सदा मुक्त है जिन विचों मोह चुकाया. See, this is it came now. Satgur miliye. If we will meet Satguru, sada mukt hai. If we will meet our, if we'll start listening to our conscience or our atma, right? If we'll see it in the form of light, and if we are guided all the time, then you are mukat. You are liberated already, because you are not listening to the call at that point of time. It's gone. You have recognized yourself that you are a jyot. जिन विचों मोह चुकाया, the attachment will go away. Attachment towards the thing, attachment towards your physical body, attachment to this world will go away, totally go away. उत्तम ए विचार है जिन सच्चे स्यों चितलाया. Now Maharaj is saying, how will that happen? Will it happen like automatically, suddenly? No. Maharaj says उत्तम ए विचार है. उत्तम as in, this is the best thought ever, this is the best, the wisdom ever. उत्तम, best. ए विचार है जिन सच्चे स्यों चित लाया. हाउ? जिन, हाउ विल यू नो, how will your atma or Satguru will guide you? जिन सच्चे स्यों चित लाया, when you will meditate. Chit means when we will put our mind in the feet of Vaheguru. What is the feet of Vaheguru? Naam, Vaheguru Guru Mantar. Charan Kamal is nothing but the Vaheguru Guru Mantar. So when we'll do Vah Guru, Vah Guru, Vah Guru. So after this line, next line, let's have a guided meditation session, which we have started from last time. We'll do that. Okay. Jag Jeevan Data Paya. Then Jag Jeevan means, Jag Jeevan Data means the one who has given life to everybody, every level. Data Paya. Then you will meet him, right? When you will put your dhyan in his feet. First dhyan is when we put a dhyan in our own voice. Va Guru, Va Guru, Va Guru, Va Guru, that is, we are putting a dhyan, we are listening to our own voice. That is the first dhyan. Once we'll do this, then we will put the dhyan, when we, then the Anhat Shabad will appear, then we, Saj Tun will appear, then we will put our dhyan in the Saj Tun or in the Anhat Shabad or in the Naad, depending upon what you are listening, right? Then we'll put the dhyan out there. Then what will happen? When you'll put a dhyan in the Naad, Jag Jeevan Data Paya, then you will merge it. Paya meaning you will merge with the Vaheguru himself. Okay. So now I'm going to stop the recording. Okay. And we are going to go for a guided meditation session. Why, Guru? Give me a second. Let me stop the recording.